Hi guys, it's ASBYT, and I'm going to be very gentle with this intro because I know a lot of you guys might be hurting right now with the current stock levels or lack thereof of the new gen consoles, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. But if you have been able to get your greasy little paws on a brand new console, then of course having a capable TV or monitor is a must to get the most out of your new console kit. And that's where this little beaut comes in. This is the LG C10 OLED 4K TV. It's a brilliant option for next-gen gaming for reasons which we'll get to, and general consumers just simply looking for a new premium 4K TV. But there are also a few, not catches, but more caveats that of course I need to address here because they may be deal breakers for you. Disclaimer, LG were kind enough to provide this TV and are sponsoring today's video, but as always on this channel, all views are my own, both good and bad, and thanks to Microsoft for providing the Xbox Series X for this video. So the LG C10 models were released back in the summer, but they remain the kind of main bulk of the whole lineup of TVs from LG this year. It is available in different sizes, I believe, including the largest 77-inch, 65-inch, 55-inch, and this here, the smallest in the range, 48-inch model. And this, I believe, is probably the best sized model for gamers out there and for a lot of general consumers as well. And I think this for two main reasons. Number one, most people, and I use that term loosely, most people don't have the room in their lounge or bedroom for a 65, 77-inch massive screen TV. So at 48 inches, it's still big, it still feels like a big TV, but it's just about small enough not to look like an absolute eyesore. And again, this is subjective. Some of you who have massive houses won't have a problem with that, but I'm talking to those of you who are mere mortals like me. Or am I a god? That's what I can't quite. And number two, the larger the screen, generally the further away you have to sit to be able to see everything on there, because you don't want to be up close and not being able to see what's going on in the peripherals and getting sniped from the corners. I mean, come on. So at 48 inches, it is still large enough to see all of the action in great detail and be fully immersed, but you can still sit that little bit closer to really feel inside the action, which is a bonus for some. So before we touch on the main advantages of this TV for gaming and using consoles like the Xbox Series X, the overall package of the TV is already pretty stellar. Due to that OLED technology, you get the works, great viewing angles, rich vibrant colours and perfect inky blacks as the individual pixels can turn completely off. And get this, because this is the smallest model in the LG C10 range, at 48 inches it has over 8 million pixels. And because it's so condensed density-wise, if that's even a term, it's definitely not, it's the equivalent of a 96-inch 8K TV. That's pretty impressive. The overall TV design is also pretty great, with the premium clean brushed metal base, tiny bezels and an ultra thin panel because again, as it's OLED, there is no need for a backlight, which usually adds a fair amount of thickness to the depth of the unit. There are some key negatives of OLED technology, which of course I must warn you about, and we'll get to that, and I'm also a little bit worried about moving this thing because it's so ultra thin. It does flex a little bit when you move it, so just be careful and don't be too heavy-handed. So it's not perfect, but design-wise, it's pretty fresh. And on top of that, this LG C10 is a perfect partner for the most powerful next-gen gaming consoles out there, like this here Xbox Series X as mentioned. You can enjoy 4K gaming up to 120 frames per second with variable refresh rates, meaning motion blur and ghosting can be hugely reduced. On top of that, there is support for Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision, and you have 4 HDMI 2.1 ports for more connections. The fact it's 2.1 technology is also hugely important for next-gen gaming for achieving those high refresh rate and resolutions. Also, because there is eARC or Enhanced Audio Return Channel support, it means you can get the transmission of high quality audio to a soundbar like this here LG SN11RG for example, if of course the inbuilt speaker on the TV just doesn't quite cut it for you. Considering the minimal space in the C10 unit, sound quality is actually pretty good, but simply due to its dimensions it will never be able to replicate the quality of a proper sound setup. Now, one of the new Series X features is Quick Resume, allowing you to jump straight back into a game sometime after leaving, and it loads almost instantly straight back into where you left it as if you never did. And it's so rapid, as are the response times when using the C10. At just 1 millisecond with its auto low latency mode, the input lag is so minimal it feels instantaneous. And this is one of the areas certain TVs are catching up to dedicated gaming monitors. Another area that we've seen huge advancements in TVs when it comes to gaming is with GSync compatibility. And in this case, LG have partnered with Nvidia to become the world's first manufacturer to add it to a consumer TV. What this means is you can expect next to no screen tearing and stuttering that can really ruin your gaming experience. Note, this is not GSync certified, which is kind of like the gold stamp. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. That's like the elite, the ideal, but being GSync compatible basically means it's been Nvidia validated. So they've agreed that it gives a good gaming experience. So certain gaming monitors might be slightly better in this department, but in terms of TVs, I don't think so. So we've talked about some of the great features about the LG C10, but what are some of the caveats that I mentioned? Well, firstly, there's of course the price. The C10 48 retails from around £1,500, which I feel is fair. It's a brilliant TV, but it's certainly a little bit eye-watering at the same time. One of the other potential issues sits, as mentioned earlier, within the OLED technology itself, where if you have a static image present on a TV over a long period of time, this image can become burned in. It's kind of like a ghostly-like image of what was there before. Now, I must stress that burn-in has become much more rare in newer OLED panels, and I've had no problems whatsoever with the two that I have here, but it's just something to note and to research for yourself. Also something to note, while this TV is pretty bright, with a peak of 1000 nits, the nature of OLED means it will never be quite as bright as most high-end LCD TVs. So if you are planning to use your TV in a bright environment, then OLED might not be the way to go, but at the same time, due to the contrast ratios and the better dynamic range due to the infinite blacks that you get for darker environments, OLED would definitely be a better option in my opinion. If you're looking for a brand new 4K TV for gaming on your new gen consoles like the Xbox Series X or just for movies and sports, etc., if you have a big enough wallet, and I need to get a new wallet, look at the state of that! If you've got a big enough wallet, then the LG C10 might just be one of the best TV options going for early 2021. And the end of this year, of course, but we want to forget 2020. It's been a pretty smoking year, hasn't it, really? Onwards and upwards, can't wait for the new year. I will leave a link to this product in the video description below, and again, thanks to LG for sponsoring today's video. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Sub to the channel if you love everything tech, breaking tech news, unboxings, reviews. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Says BYT, peace out.